This is a Looney Studios podcast. Hello and welcome to Aerde Tales. I'm Hunter Looney, the Game Master, and this show is a fantasy role-playing game that takes place on the planet of Aerde around the Renaissance period of that world. I'm joined today by Leah.
Gamore.
And Noah.
Geoffrey.
Last time on Aerde Tales, our adventurers encountered a pirate or privateer for the crown that challenged them to a wrestling match on the deck of their ship. They proceeded to complete a 2-on-2 match that they ultimately lost, but gained some respect along the way. We pick up right after the privateer ship gets out of sight. It is approaching dusk as you all are on the main deck of the ship. Gamore, you had said that you would discuss what had been going on with Geoffrey at dinner tonight. And it appears that Shaaii is on the deck attending to some things so that you could have dinner in your all's huge shared quarters that the four of you all share. Well, five of you all share to go over the specifics to catch him up, because he currently only thinks he's a bodyguard.
Who's five?
You've got Lynn, Shaaii,
Lynn, okay.
You two, and Richolas. And Kira. So
I forgot Lynn was there for some reason.
Well, she is quiet, so that's easy. Do you all proceed to the quarters?
Sure.
Alright, so Geoffrey, Gamore, Kira, and Richolas all find themselves in the quarters. It's in the back of the ship. What you see before you is a pretty sizable room. In the back are 4 beds that have separators between them, and there is windows in the back which give a view behind the ship, and then you see the wake behind the ship, like the waves coming off the back of it. Near the window is a little bird stand for Kira to stand on and look out the window. Kira goes over to it and hops up onto there. And near the front of the room where the door is located, where you all entered, is a table that has already had food placed on it for you all, since you all are kind of VIPs. What do y'all wish to do?
I guess I'll pull out my box of chocolate and just start eating it.
You go over to the table and sit down and start eating?
Yeah.
Okay. Richolas flies up on the table and starts preparing himself a little plate of food from the huge food. And so starts putting that together and is walking around the table.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some of this real food. Geoffrey, do you eat real food?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna have dessert first.
Yes. Because dessert is always thought to be after dinner. And I feel like it can be any place you want it to be.
At any time.
As long as you're, like, good with it and not trying to overdo it.
Richolas speaks up. He goes, he has always been like this. He has a bit of a sweet tooth.
I see. Okay.
You don't like Richolas?
No, that's just what he said.
Well, Geoffrey, I know we've only known each other for, like a day?
This is the end of the day, your first day meeting each other.
So yeah, pretty much a day. And I know that, you know that we're going to be bodyguards for Shaaii. But I told Shaaii that I would fill you in because it's not just that. We're also keeping an eye out for certain things, and
that's Richolas eating.
Oh. I don't want to explain the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can I just
so
say
you say what you catch him up on. You don't have to go through the whole thing. But if you want to chime in as Geoffrey and be like, "What?" That's up to you. But yeah, you don't have to rehash the whole first season. It's mainly so we know what Geoffrey knows of.
Okay, so here's the deal. And I just catch him up on pretty much everything that happened with me and Salazar.
So the Chimera,
Yeah.
the Polluta, the Black Vials.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you tell him that you work as a secret service agent for a secret agent for Shaaii?
Yeah.
This is news to you that the leader, one of the leaders of your country, actually secretly runs a secret organization, a secret service organization, or
Uh-huh.
secret agent organization.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
And Nicholas just like gets like big eyes and just keeps eating. Like, what?
Yeah, I know this is a lot, but I think it's important to tell you as soon as possible so that we're all on the same page, because we don't know when we're going to come across any more of this weirdness, whatever's going on, and I wanted you to be able to keep an eye out with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Do you tell him about you overthrowing Using?
Yeah.
So you find out that this person right here helped overthrow a whole city, state, not a country necessarily, but like a whole city state that is on the same island that you're from.
Oh. Yeah. That sounds very cool. Let me just finish off this little bit of chocolate and then we can talk.
You mean you can talk? Because I've been talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she spends about like the next hour explaining all these things, going into detail with you.
Uh-huh.
You will say you do about what you've been doing is like, oh, okay, yeah. And you finish your chocolate. You still have some left over, but you finished a portion that would not make you sick, but you had bought enough that you have some left over. And you have time to eat some of the regular food if you wish and stuff too. So we'll fast forward to like this. The conversation is winding down. You've covered everything. Do you have any questions? Does Geoffrey have any questions for her?
Nope.
Just gonna go with the flow.
I get that you might need some time to process that. It's a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You
I totally understand what all that you said in within that hour. Dang, did I say that out loud?
Oh man.
So as you all conclude your meeting, you all want to step outside your room and take in the ship at night.
Sure.
As you open the door, you see Lynn is standing there leaning against the door, like right beside the door. And her skin is slightly crackling with lightning energy, as it does. And she nods her head towards the bow of the ship. That's the front of the ship. And you all proceed towards the front of the ship.
Is she telling us to go up there, or she's trying to show us something? What's up, Lynn?
Shaaie's up at the front of the ship if you want to go talk to her.
Okay, sure.
All right, so you all there's like a little hallway between your all's the exit of your all's door and then the rest of the ship. So you exit onto the main deck, and you see up on what's called the forecastle deck, which is like a raised deck at the front of the ship. You see Shaaii is up on that deck, and you also see she is speaking with a blue dragon, a yellow dragon that are both about 11 feet long, not including their tails. And there is a smaller dragon there that is green and is about 5 feet long, not including the tail.
Speaking with dragons.
Yes, and you all would know in this world that dragons are like people, sentient people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you all approach the... I mean, it seems like Lynn has said head up there if y'all want to talk to her.
I mean, don't want to get too close to the dragons. Can we just get, like, at the bottom of the stairs right there?
Yeah, so you all approach the forecastle deck. You get to the stairs that lead up to it, and Shaaii sees you all coming because she sees, like, the dragons, because she had her back to you. She sees the dragons, like, see you all, and she turns and, like, ushers you all to come up.
Oh, yes. Okay. We are going up the stairs.
Geoffrey, you going up with her?
I'm just
Very
gonna
close.
stay down here. If anything happens, you can just let me know.
Oh,
Okay.
Shaaii speaks up and goes, there's, like, these are our friends. Like, come on, Geoffrey, come on.
They kinda terrifying, though.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe you can stay down there, and then if you feel more comfortable, you can come up.
Alright.
I know you haven't been out in the world very much, so it's okay. So, Gamora, you go up there. Rickolas joins you on your shoulder, and is like, because he wants to see what's going on. So, the one of the dragons speaks up. The blue dragon speaks up, and he goes, "So this is, the one you've been speaking of, Shaaii, and it was Gamora.
Yes. I'm Gamora. Hello.
I am Althea.
Nice to meet you, Althea.
This is my spouse Baskar," and then nods to the yellow dragon over there.
Hello.
Baskar also sounds deep guttural and is like, "Hello, I'm Baskar, and this is our daughter, Chloe." And you see the little green dragon, which is 5 feet long without the tail. So, the little green dragon that's like between them and stuff.
Glow or Clo?
Chloe,
Okay.
C-L-O. Shaaii speaks up and says, "These individuals fought with me in the war, like 200 and some years ago,
Wow. Okay.
and giving them safe passage to the dragon homeland of Pagan. So they're going to be riding with us until we reach that point. So,
Okay.
but
the sky's not safe?
I mean, it's a long, and Althea speaks up as like, "Well, we don't really. I mean, we can fly, but the closed wings aren't strong enough to." And Chloe speaks up as like, "I could do it, but it's still a long ways."
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
It's mainly like, technically we could walk to places, right? But it's easier to take transportation. So,
Yeah. Okay.
and so they go. Althea speaks up again as like, "So, Gamora, you were, I hear, from the Willow Spire.
Yep.
That is a very magical place. When we visit there, because it is on the way, do you mind if we take it in? Not necessarily go to your home or anything, but do you mind if we disembark the ship with you all?"
This is Leah talking to Hunter. Do I know if my town would be okay with that?
It's hard to tell. You could do a history check.
No, but like I would know that.
Yeah, but also, so you would know there aren't any dragons that live in your town, but not necessarily there wouldn't be any issues.
Not necessarily there wouldn't be any issues.
Probably not. Probably there isn't going to be issues. There we go.
Okay. Well, I am definitely fine with that. I will say there's not any dragons that are in our village or town.
Okay.
But as far as I know, no one would care.
We are a rare species Purposefully so. We were kept rare. So it is understandable.
I wouldn't want anyone to, be weird or frightened by you, and you have to deal with that. So.
Yes. And he looks down at Geoffrey. He's like, do you fear us, boy?
Yes.
I can understand. I am very big, and you are a young one.
Yes.
Would you come up on deck with us and see that I mean you no harm?
Yes.
All right, you walk out there. These, the two grown dragons are, 11 feet long without their tails. Your whole party is now pretty much taking up the whole forecastle deck. And so these guys are big. I don't mean you any harm. And I hope that we can become allies on this travel. Possibly.
Yeah.
Good enough for me. Do y'all have any questions for the dragons or Shaaii or anything before?
Where did I say they're going?
To the dragon homeland of Pagon. Pogon.
If you don't mind if I ask you, where have you guys been if you're traveling back home?
We have been staying on the island of Day. We had business to take care of, but Chloe here has just become an adult, and we wanted to take her to see the dragon homeland.
Oh, okay. How old is she?
18.
Oh, okay.
And, just because I can see it on your face, I am 235. Well, as Baskar here is 232.
That's cool. I didn't know what age dragons consider to be adults.
It's 18.
Cool. How long has it been since you've been to the dragon?
A couple centuries.
Oh, okay.
After the war, we decided to help Shaaii here with the Island of Day and help them build a new future, present, whatever. And we hadn't had a reason to return.
Makes sense. I haven't been home in a while either. Not that long, but yeah.
So it is a homecoming trip for both of us.
Yes.
Yes. We are, the three of us are going to take our, little nighttime fly. So, if you'll excuse us, and you see that, the wings stretch out, and, does kind of like a cat does when they stretch after, waking up, where they kind of, arch their back, except there's wings that spread out, too.
Yeah.
And then you all do feel like a gust of wind as they start to take off.
And I go into fetal position.
To get down so you don't get blown off the boat and stuff. So they all three take off and just start taking a little midnight, well, not midnight, but dusk fly. Is there anything else y'all want to do tonight?
Nope.
All right. After they take off, Shaaii goes, we do have a little pit stop before we make it to your to the Willow Spire.
Shaaii, that was quite a surprise. That you didn't think to
They're just
mention that they're going to be here.
They're just old comrades.
I see that you're used to them,
Ah.
but we've never seen dragons.
Well, then maybe I should ask this question, because I didn't think of that. Have you all ever met a Lich before?
No.
Aren't we supposed to kill those things?
As with every group of people, there are some people that are good and some people that are not good of them. The individual that we are seeing tomorrow afternoonish is a Lich, is my friend.
Wait, so am I gonna get my soul taken, or is this just like...
No. This person is like... They are... How can I describe them? This individual used to be... have you met a Tikbaling before? They have a horse face, but they have like a human body.
No.
Okay, so you haven't met... I keep forgetting you... haven't ventured out very far. Okay, so there are individuals that have a horse face and like a human-esque body or Annaleaf-like body and talk and are people just like you. All right, so this individual used to be that, but is now a Lich, so is bone, face, and body.
Just a horse head on top of a human head.
No.
On top of a human body.
Yes, except this person is a Lich, so they are all skeleton.
Uh-huh.
This person will mean you no harm and is friendly as we are arriving together and will know that you are an ally since you are with me.
How does a person become a Lich?
That is a very long, extensive conversation about, because it is a very involved process. I can, maybe when we, how we're going to, she looks both ways, how we're going to do the heist to get back that necklace. Mm-hmm. Maybe when we're in that city, I can pick you up a textbook, a tome, or whatever that details the specifics of that. It is very involved. I don't have it like off the top of my head, all the things you have to do to become a Lich. It takes a lot of magic and a lot of years of stuff to make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to get it wrong,
But does it mean that, how old is this person?
I will say that about 200-ish years ago, this individual was already a Lich, and I had been a Lich for a bit. So, that's something you could ask them tomorrow.
Do you think they would be offended?
Nah.
Okay.
This person is, eccentric. They live in a tower that's in the middle of the ocean.
Wait, eccentric?
Eccentric, acts a little weird.
Kind of like the scientist we met that we had.
Now I'm gonna have to retcon that out of here.
No, she could be no.
I don't think she's forgotten that he's not Salazar.
It's somebody that is a very unique personality.
Uh-huh.
They and their spouse live in this wizard's or witch's tower in the middle of the ocean, and I have supplies delivered for them every so often, but they kind of keep to themselves.
Wait. So if they're all bones and stuff, how do they speak?
You could ask them as well.
Cool.
I don't have all the answers.
This seems like a cool magical tower and very magical people, so I'm excited.
All right. Anything else I can answer tonight or not have answers to?
No, I think I'm gonna turn in for the night. I'm pretty tired.
All right. Yeah. Anything you want to do tonight?
No.
All right. You all turn in. You don't have to keep guard, obviously, because you're on a well-guarded ship. You all turn into your quarters. The night comes and goes. You are well rested. You are met in the morning by food being on that table again, ready for you all as you awaken. And is there anything y'all want to do before the afternoon when you're supposed to arrive at this tower?
Keep asking us if there's anything we need to do, and I feel like there should be something I need to do, and I don't know what it is.
It's mainly so that if y'all are like, oh, hey, I wanted to do blah, or wanted to talk to so-and-so, you all have a chance. I don't want to...
Who keeps putting food here?
Rickless goes, I believe it is probably one of the chefs on board. Brings it up since we are technically VIPs.
I wonder if I can request any food.
I'm sure I could go down and make any requests you might have.
Sure.
What would you like?
Fried chicken.
I wonder if they would have the requisite oil and whatnot. I could inquire for you.
Cool.
All right. And he flies out the door. And after of course, eating and stuff, because obviously they're not going to make it for breakfast for you already. So you all are able to take your leave out on the deck and everything like that. There is a single piece of fried meat on your plate for lunch. Whether it is chicken or not, you don't know. You want to bite into it?
I'm gonna cut it open first.
It looks like a dark meat that it could be chicken or it could be another type of poultry bird.
Sure, I'll dig into it.
It tastes moderately like chicken. It could be some other type of bird, but it is more or less fried chicken. All right, so...
thank you, Ricola.
I will pass it along to the chef, sir. All right, so you all eat lunch and whatnot. Are you eating a little bit, or are you... because you're a vampire?
Yeah, I'm eating.
You're eating a little bit and stuff for appearances, and you like food. All right.
I can't taste it, though?
It just tastes blander. It doesn't have no flavor, but it...
Is there a spell
that makes food
that
tastier?
can make me have better taste again?
You, are you asking Shaaii this?
Because
Shaaii is a vampire.
Is Shaaii eating with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Shaaii, so I'm pretty new to this not having, as much taste thing, and I miss food tasting,
Yes.
really good. Do you know of any, any magic, any spells that can make you have all your taste buds back again?
I have not done extensive research, but I haven't come across any spells, but there may be some magical items. We could inquire with some witches and stuff, see if there might be any
Are you
special...
just, used to it? Like, you don't care?
I wasn't a big fan of food. Like, I viewed it more as, fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And I like some foods and stuff like that, but yeah, after 2 centuries, I'm kind of just used to it.
Okay.
But it is an interesting enough venture that maybe we should both keep our eyes out.
Okay.
And she just kind of stares off into space and looks like she's just pondering now, and is like, huh. So easy enough, y'all finish up lunch and y'all head out onto the main deck, and a couple hours pass, and then what you see off in the distance is you see a tower start coming into view, and it just is standing out of the middle of the sea. Just nothing else is around.
Cool.
And it looks like a cone-shaped tower that has a little parapet on the top, which is what the top of a castle is, where it has the blocks and spaces in between them, stuff. And
So it's on a little island, or it literally just... There's no land and the tower just comes out of the ocean.
You're not close enough to see that yet, but as you get closer and closer, you start seeing that it is actually sitting on some rocks, like the tiniest island, where it is barely anything else but this tower and rocks just to have this tower on.
I thought maybe it was just magically, sat there.
I wonder.
So, you all... It comes into view better. The DDS intervention stops, and the company ship stops off to the side, and you all are... A rowboat is loaded up. You all get in. So Shaaii, Lynn, Geoffrey, Rickless, Gamore, and Kira get in the boat. And it's lowered down. And Geoffrey, you start rowing over. So
Wait, rowing over?
You're rowing the rowboat with everybody in it.
Uh-huh.
Give me a strength check.
Wait, what does that do? Great. My first roll was bad. A 6.
And you have +3. You're able to get over there fine. That puts you at a 9, which is about normal human rowing. It's like the seas aren't too rough around here. And so you all are able to get over. You can't, as you approach it, you can't really tell how tall it is. It's almost like there's some magical aura around it, like it distorts how exactly tall it is. But there's a little precariously perched little dock area there that you're able to row up to. You're able to beach the rowboat on there so that it's not going to go away, obviously. And what you see is the rocks come out of the water and they just form the ground of this almost non-existent island. That there's barely any of this island except for the amount needed for a foundation for this tower. And then at the stone dock then has a row of stairs that lead up to a little landing area halfway up, and then stairs continue up to the entrance of this tower. Do y'all head up to the entrance?
Yeah, I'm just probably following Shaaii, isn't
Sure.
she probably going first?
Oh yeah. Shaaii starts heading up.
Kira's on my shoulder.
Wow.
Kira just is on your shoulder for this.
Yeah, she's been on my shoulder on the boat too.
And carrying 20 pounds of weight on you.
I'm used to it.
So Shaaii heads up to the door, knocks on the door, and you all are greeted at the door. The door cracks open, and there is a 3-foot tall, what appears to be a European badger, standing on two legs, which is the badgers that have the black and white faces. And they go, "Well, hello, Your Majesty. Inzuhu had said you'd be stopping by. I made some tarts for you for your visit. I made them extra strong because I know those vampire taste buds aren't what they used to be. Come in. Y'all are ushered in. You are right at the front door. All right.
A badger?
Like a badger standing on its back legs that is... it looks like they do have hands, though. And then it's... Yeah. And so they're standing about 3 feet tall. So you all are shown in, and what you see is a living room-esque looking area. And there's a bunch of couches and chairs, more than enough to seat your party. And in the middle of the room, there is a kneeling individual in a suit with gloves on with a veil over their face.
A veil? Okay.
Alright, let's see if I can do this voice.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your visit.
And they're kneeling before Shaaii. Shaaii goes, "Rise, old friend. How are you doing?"
Good. We fare well. I didn't know of your traveling companions. inclinations, so I wore the veil. Shall I keep it on?
And she replies, they are like-minded individuals like ourselves. You can remove it. And so what you see before you, this individual stands up, and they are 6'7", wearing a black suit with gloves on. And they remove the veil covering their face, and what you see is a horse skull for a face. And you can reasonably assume that this is the person, the Lich that she was talking about.
Now won't you all come in and have a seat? Aelem has made some delicious sweets. They have been on a sort of baking tear lately. All of them have been delightful that they've made.
Do y'all come in and have a seat on the couches and chairs and whatnot?
Is that what Shay's doing?
Yeah, Shay's coming in and sitting down. Lynn's just walking in like this is normal and no big deal.
Okay.
And
I'm just gonna be like,
the badger, the person that looks like a badger, has walked off somewhere, and you can reasonably assume that that's Aelem that he just talked about. And as you all stand there, they come back in holding a tray. Do y'all take a seat?
I don't know.
Yeah, if that's what Shay's doing.
Richolas flies over and lands on like the arm of a chair and like sits on the edge of it. Geoffrey, is that what you do?
I like pull on Geoffrey's sleeve like down to the couch.
All right, so do you resist or you just go with the flow?
I don't know.
All right, so since he doesn't know, he sits down. You force him to sit down. All right, so Aelem comes in and has what looks like little tarts, little baked goods with what looks like jelly-ish on top of them, and sets them down. There also is some hot boiled water and some teacups and stuff like that. There seems to be 2 different sets of tarts there too. And so
Let me introduce my wonderful spouse, if they'll allow it.
And the badger nods approvingly, loving that there's pleasantries being had here. Like, just the whole, like, having guests and having pleasantries.
This is Aelem Yilmaz, who is the glue that binds my life together. And I am Inzwu Yilmaz. Aelem here is a Huvbesto gnome. You might not have encountered very many of them. They prefer the form that you see here, but they can shape-shift.
And so you can figure out that this means that they prefer to look like they do right here, but could shapeshift to a human-esque looking form or gnome looking form.
Uh-huh.
But they're not a lich.
Aelem? No. Well, you could ask, but not necessarily. Or they just became a lich and haven't become a skeleton yet.
I am a former Tikbalang, which I decided to undergo the required steps to transform into a lich. Shaaii has been known to me for a couple of centuries, and I know Lynn here, but what I do not know is, who are you two newcomers? Can you introduce yourselves? You who appear to be a human, and you who appear to be an Annaleaf vampire.
Yes, very good. I'm Gamori.
Shaaii goes to Geoffrey mainly because she knows you're usually roll. He is caught up on some of our findings as well. and he is a fount of information, so ask whatever you wish of him.
Yes, you, young human male.
Why is everybody calling me a young human male all of a sudden?
Are you not human?
No, yes. It's just that everybody that's been older than me is like, you young human male.
Well, alright, she is a young Ganaleaf vampire. And Alum here is young as well. And Shaaii is even young to me. So it is all relative. So what is your full name?
Geoffrey Thunderblade Clemenard, sir.
Are you of the Thunderblades that carry Thunderblades?
Yes.
I mean, so you are one of the numerous blade families.
Yes.
Would you have a friendly bout with me later so that our blades could have a conversation?
Sure.
Yes, I do not get to stretch my sword-wielding abilities very often.
Me and my man, what the heck did I just agree to?
And Nicholas flies up to your shoulder, and he goes, whispers to you, he goes, sir, that's, good luck. Good job on the pleasantries. And then flies that back down to the arm of the chair.
And you, what is your full name?
It's Gamore Willow Spire Galder.
I know of a willow spire. Do you hail from there?
I do, yes.
It is some sort of ley line of magical power. Were you born near there?
Yes, I was.
Forgive me for being forthcoming, but...
And he takes like a little sip of tea, and he goes,
Are you especially adept at magic usage?
I would say so, yes.
And he takes a sip.
Would you all care for some tarts? These,
And he points to one of the trays.
are apparently a little stronger for individuals who are vampires. Geoffrey, you're welcome to them, but you would probably prefer these sweets. Do you enjoy the sweets as much as Alum does?
I mean, I like chocolate especially, but I do partake in some other sweets.
Well, for the past, how long has it been, Alum?
And Alum goes, it's, I think, about the last 2 months.
Yes, for the last 2 months, Alum here has been on a baking tear, trying to perfect these tarts.
They look very good, and I take one of the stronger ones.
All right. Take a bite.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your face says, oh, they're poisoned, right? Yeah,
I'm just,
they are really good.
cool.
You can actually, like, there are tastes that are coming through better than normal food does for you.
Mm-hmm. How do you do this, Alum?
So,
No, I was asking Alum.
oh,
That was my bad. That was not him. That was not Enzo speaking up. That was my brain. Short circuiting.
So you know how you reduce things, on like a fire?
Yes, yes.
I did that a lot for this. Like, way more than I thought it would be. Because Inzu's here's taste buds also are like almost non-existent. And so I used him as a guinea pig.
Okay, well.
And it was just reduce. Like, it was insane.
Well, you definitely did a good job. Thank you.
It would not be a practical means to make food regularly. It would take a lot of things just to make something very simple.
Makes sense.
Do you all have any questions? Or
Let me just put on my armor real quick. Since we're about to have this duel.
Ah, yes, but stay, have some pleasantries for a moment. I will give you plenty of time to don whatever armor you wish to wear. I will even let you pick which blade I wield.
Sure.
You're giving 2 thumbs up like you just gave me?
Yeah.
I have another one. You of the Willow Spire. Are you the individual that I have heard of that was going around the Island of Day and making a big splash wherever she landed?
Possibly.
Did you have anything to do with the coup in Using?
But yeah, just a bit.
Interesting. A relative newcomer on the world stage, and you've already overthrown one place.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Well,
MVD.
What would you say?
I said MVD.
MVD. He takes another sip of his tea. This person, you get the gist of... Well, why don't y'all make an intelligence throw? Y'all don't get to make those very often.
13 plus probably 0.
Assume your intelligence is 0.
You get +1.
Oh,
14.
cool.
12. Oh,
Plus 2, 14 as well. Both of you all get the gist that this person has a network of people and spies throughout at least the Island of Day, but expanding further. So you could almost ask them whatever.
Well, I thought maybe Shaaii just had told them that, but no.
No, she has not. She does not share information as readily unless she needs to.
Shaaii, have you asked them if they've been seeing any of the things like we've been seeing?
Well, I asked Inzu here to keep his ear to the ground, as it were. I have given him the information, and that's what this visit is for, is so that we could check up on to see if there's any information. But I've thought before we got to that, is there anything else you all want to know or anything?
Oh.
I was about to say young human again, but you do not like that. So, Geoffrey, do you plan on partaking in the Battle of Aerde this year?
I mean, I have to.
Do you know of the other blade families?
No, not currently.
Do you know that they will also be entering, right? If
no.
you As a member of a blade family, you're not required, but strongly encouraged. Do you not believe the other blade families would also be entering?
I mean, I guess they would be entering just to enter and show their honor on some level, I guess.
Ah, you speak of honor. Some of them, this is true. But others seek only glory or blood. They're not. Be careful. Not all the Blade families are as honorable as the Thunderblades.
Cool.
Do you want to hear of them?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want this done in the dude's voice? Or...
No, regular voice, please.
Yeah, that might take a while.
Because he does speak a little slow.
Yeah.
So he takes the next 20 to 30 minutes to go over the different other blade families that he knows of. There might be some that are not as on the world stage, but he goes over the Death Blades, who use scythes, and their magical blades absorb hit points or health points. So when they hit you with them, he's trying to give you, since he seems to like you, give you some help. And if you face any of these, you know what you're going up against. So the Deathblades family use scythes, and if they hit you with it, take your health and absorb it into their own. The Art Blades have tattoos all over their body, and when they cast magic, that art comes alive and fights. The Water Blades have blades that do water powers and stuff. The Fire Blades use fire, obviously. The Ice Blades use ice battle axes. The Earth Blades uses earth glaives. You also have the Sand Blades that use a pike and sand magic. The Snow Blades use halberds, and this has been held by a Centaur clan for a long time.
Cool.
Then you have the Necro Blades that use kunais that do zombification. And Spirit Blades use scimitars that do bring back ghosts to fight for them. And and the last two that he speaks of are the Wind Blades that use like a rapier and use wind magic, and then the Curse Blades that uses a short sword that casts curse on you.
Now that you are caught up, as I'm sure all of them will be, I hope you will have a better chance.
I have a new goal now.
What is
See
this goal?
all the families.
Ooh, that is an intense goal, and it would not be easy for you.
In universe, you know that you probably will at least have to fight one of them in this tournament. Possibly you as well. So this isn't just for his benefit.
So it's not just the blades fight each other and then the magic fight each other?
Oh, no. It's a free-for-all.
Cool.
Like, anybody can enter doing anything.
All right. And did you have any questions for me before we get down to the business of this liquid?
How did you hear about me?
I have... What was that?
I said he got mob ties.
I have connections across this world. When you've lived as long as I have, and have the resources behind me, I have ears in most cities. And fields.
Are you, so this might be a really stupid question. Are you a magic user?
Of course.
What types of magic do you do?
Well, to become a lich, you must dabble in necromancy and abduction magic and various other ventures.
What's abduction magic?
It is magic that forcibly takes from other living creatures.
Oh, okay.
It can be as simple as, those death blades that absorb health points.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can be as expansive as magic that can take life force from others.
Do you have to do that to become a lich?
That is part of it, yes.
Alright. How long
He
have you
just
been
is looking you dead in the eyes. Well, this guy is not trying to be intimidating at all. He just looks you dead in the eye the entire time he talks to you. It's just, that's how normal behavior is. So he's not even trying to be intimidating. The reason I say this is I was looking Leah dead in the eyes during the whole thing, which I guess is a little unsettling.
And there are a lot of steps.
Okay. Well, interesting. Thanks for the information.
Anytime. Shaaii contacts me regularly. And do you know of that spell to reach out to one another?
I was just about to ask you about that. If I could reach out to you if we have any questions later or want to check in.
You seem friendly enough, and our goals may align.
I think so, yes.
And so I will not ignore such a communication.
I appreciate that. Okay.
So any more pleasantries before we discuss this black liquid?
No, let's get into that.
So, Shaaii told me of this black liquid that you extracted from two separate creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And of what the creatures had done, and it is... what is the word? Intriguing. Without sharing too much information with my ears, having acquired some information that may point you in the right direction.
And he takes another sip of tea.
He goes, I heard of what may have been a small shipment of black liquid that is like this.
Ooh.
That came out of a small town of Ultra in the country of Kismir. But I don't know if any other shipments came out of this city because it is now gone dark.
What does that mean?
I have not heard from my ear in that city, and it is rather remote.
Okay.
And I have also not heard of any other shipments of anything coming from that city. It is a very small and remote town.
It's definitely interesting. Your source was in that city?
After I heard of the shipment, I sent someone to that city. And it has been months and nothing.
Okay.
I am presuming they are dead.
It's probably a good presumption. Okay. Shaaii, what do you think?
Shaaii goes, well, we are heading to the edge of that country.
Right.
So maybe I can send you all on a little side adventure.
Yeah.
I can send someone to investigate the town if you wish. I will do it as a favor to Gamore.
Well, you would send them before us?
Sure.
Okay.
It is always nice to make friends with powerful individuals such as yourself.
Well, yeah, you're right.
And maybe if our goals align in the future, you may feel inclined to do me a favor.
I may, yes.
Geoffrey, how are the tots?
Did you try one yet?
I haven't tried one.
Alright, when he asked this, do you try one? Of the not crazy strong ones, but the...
Yeah, I'm gonna try the not crazy strong ones. I get poisoned, I know this.
It is a good, like, normal tart, but like a good version of a normal tart. It is not overly powerful or not, or anything like that. What do you say?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Alem speaks up and goes, well, thank you, Geoffrey.
Is it time for us to have a conversation between our blades?
I guess so.
Is that what the people are saying now? Or is that from centuries past? What do they say now when you have a friendly sword match?
I really don't know.
No, okay.
So, do you all...
He was trying to see if he was up with the times.
And this dude is not. You have never heard that before, ever, but you... Rickless flies up to your shoulder again and he goes, very good, sir, on, being accommodating there. And then flies back down again. Do you all adjourn to have a friendly sword match?
Yeah?
Yeah. Anything else y'all want to ask this person? You presume this will be like the pin in the meeting,
all right, Geoffrey.
And he ushers you over to like this hutch, and he opens it up, and he has almost every type of blade in here.
Geoffrey, which blade of my collection would you like me to partake in?
He has rapier, cutlasses, katanas. He has Nadochi in there. He has you see just like a museum-esque collection of every type of blade. This is a huge like secret hutch thing that just shouldn't have this much room in it, but does. Presumably because of magic, and it's just when you're watching a spy movie and they the walls flip around in their thing, except this is a hutch that opens up and just has swords, and battle axes and all this stuff.
What blade do you wish for us?
To be honest, I actually want you to choose. Cause
what will you be using?
I guess I would say my katana, but I would also probably want to use my Nadochi.
Do you wish me to use the same?
I actually kind of want you to choose something different. Because I haven't really been up against too many swords to know too many different fighting styles.
Alright.
This is also kind of me trying to prepare for the games or whatever that's happening.
Oh, very smart, Geoffrey. I will take... I will take this great sword then.
A great sword is like a huge sword, and it's a two-handed weapon, and generally you have to be super strong to wield these. And
He goes, this is a weapon where people must use strength to wield it. And I have no doubt that in the games or the battle for Aerde that you will encounter an individual that will use this sword. Well, not this sword, but a great sword.
I understand the idea.
alright, so he takes this huge two-handed sword, and it's in its sheath, and he's like,
I will not use magic against you, but I do need to strengthen myself a little bit to use this sword.
Okay.
and he takes his wand and waves it over himself, and you can't see anything really change because he's wearing a suit, but you see it's just the sword's a little lighter in his hands now. Presumably he just made himself stronger just so he could use that type of sword. And so you all are ushered to this staircase, and it goes all the way up, and you see doors spaced out as you go up the stairwell that presumably are separate floors and stuff, and you all are taken up to the roof of this tower. Which sword? He unsheaths the sword, and you are going to be using...
Fine against the Lich. I never thought I'd see the day.
Why don't you roll initiative so we can...
16. I swear my clear dice is the best dice in the game.
So he unsheaths the greatsword and just like tosses the scabbard off to the side. And which sword are you going to unsheath and use first?
I guess I'm gonna use my katana.
Alright. So you can unsheath that, and you set your Nodochi, like, you have it on your back, I assume. Alright, so your Nodochi's on the back. You will have to use a whole action to unsheath it, like a whole turn, if you decide to switch weapons. Alright. Alright. And so he takes up a defensive stance, and you go first.
If he's taking a defensive stance, I'm probably just likely gonna try to go for his hand.
Alright, so make an attack roll.
D20.
Yep.
3.
So you go to attack him, and he, like, parries it. He, deflects it with his blade. You domed your armor. You said you were going to do that.
Geoffrey, is this armor what you will wear in the games? The battle for Aerde?
Possibly, yes.
Alright.
You rolled a 16 on this first roll, which is not bad, but... And so he like, charges at you. He's going full force out of respect for you. And he connects with you and your armor, and you feel it pretty forcibly. It does not do damage to you, though, but you can tell the seriousness of this fight now, that he is going hard. Alright, so you're up now.
I guess I'd try to go for the neck, since that's what katanas are used for.
Okay.
18.
Alright, so roll damage for your katana. Do you activate the lightning on it?
I mean,
I'm asking
sure.
you.
Roll damage for my katana. What?
You did activate the lightning?
Yeah, sure. 10.
So 11 damage, and then roll a d6 for the lightning damage.
4.
So you connect into his collarbone, and you feel a resistance there. Like, he isn't just wearing a suit. It may be chainmail. But you connect. You can tell it does cause him damage, and your electricity surges through him, and he feels that, and he steps back and he goes,
Yes, Geoffrey. Crossing swords with a thunder blade. It's yes.
So he's gonna make an attack back on you. He brings down his greatsword, and you're able to deflect it as well with yours, and let him flow with the strength of that greatsword, because it takes like a lot to do a greatsword. So you you don't connect your sword completely, but you just let it keep going with the flow, but move out of the way.
Redirect it?
Yeah. So he does not connect with you. You're up now. You want to make an attack roll?
I mean, sure, I guess. I guess I'm just gonna I'm gonna have my sword like this, into where I'm just gonna try to impale.
You're just going to go
Man's
for
made out of bones.
For the center mass. You're saying you're doing a stabbing motion to the center mass. All right, roll an attack roll.
So for the 14
plus 4, so 18. That hits. And so what you do is you take that katana that still has lightning on it, and you stick it. It does not go center as you were hoping for. It goes off to the side, and you once again feel, but now you can discern that it's not necessarily just normal chainmail. There's some magical resistance here. You still deal damage, so roll a d10 and a d6.
1 and d6 4, so 5
and plus 1, so 6.
He goes, yes, Geoffrey. Yes. We are going full bore now, yes.
Oh, thank you. I rolling like trash. Roll a 7. So once again, he comes at you. You can tell he probably doesn't use the greatsword that often, because he's not necessarily the strongest, but over the century has gotten bored, so has tried to teach himself as many different swords as he could. So he swings at you again. He tries to do the same type of move back at you, and you're able to move out of the way and redirect it once again. So make an attack roll again. What are you trying to do this time?
12.
That's plus 4. That still hits. Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
We'll just go down on one of his arms.
No. I got to go for not vital area this time. I got to think, what's his other vital area? But, wrist.
Okay. You already did the attack roll that hits, but make your damage rolls d10 and a d6.
9 and 2.
So that's 12 damage.
He goes, oh, Geoffrey, this is what I was hoping it would be like. You were fighting all out.
And he tries to attack once more. When you did your last attack, once again, you connect, it does damage, but you get that same resistance. So you can tell it is hurting him, but you're probably not going to land like a killing blow on this guy. He has been alive centuries, so he has enough magical items that might not happen in a straight-on fight.
I need to disarm him then.
So he does an attack on you, I rolled another 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to, once again, redirect it, and it does not connect at all. Yeah, so yeah, you have not, he has not connected once. Your armor class is pretty up there right now in this armor.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you want to make an attack roll? What are you going for this time?
I guess, wait. Does it take out one turn when I put out both axes?
So you could release your katana
Mm-hmm.
and then take your hand axes and do an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could do that in one
I kind
turn.
of want to do a hammer blow to where I just use one axe and then try to hit upon that, or is that like a...
You can try to use your hand axe if you want, and that would be... You could try that, but you have to roll an attack roll first. If that's what you want to do.
1.
He sees you drop your katana, pick up your hand axes. He goes, "No," and he takes his greatsword and like hooks it under the axes and disarms you of the axes. So you have no sword right now because you dropped the katana.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he's going to make an attack roll in, and you have nothing to deflect. So yes.
You rolled with the 18.
So he connects this time. He goes and he drives it down into your shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
8 damage. So it's oof. It hits you right in the shoulder blade. You feel it. All right, what do? Pick up your katana. You pull out your Nadochi. You grab your axes. What do you do?
Nadochi, I guess.
All right, you pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's his turn now because it takes a while to get that big thing out. You're able with that Nadochi to like keep him. It has a long reach. You're able to redirect him.
Uh-huh.
Now what do? Do you activate the Nadochi?
Yes. Does that also take one turn, or?
No.
Okay.
It's like a bonus action. All right, you're going to attack with the Nadochi?
Yep.
All right, make an attack roll.
11?
So you get +4 with that sword, and 15 is his armor class. So that connects, so roll 2d6.
2d6s?
Yep.
3. And 3.
+5, so that's 11, and then 1d8 for the lightning damage.
8.
So, you take this big, long sword, this Nadochi. You bring it down on him, and with that, like, it puts him to the ground, and he goes,
"All right, Geoffrey, I yield. You win."
Alright.
And he goes to shake your hand.
Mm-hmm.
When you shake his hand, you can feel through the glove that it is just bone in that glove when you're shaking his hand. And when you pull your hand back, there is a little pouch in your hand.
Cool.
Thank you for humoring me with a match. A conversation between our blades.
Thank you. I have a question to ask. What's in this bag?
I thought it would be polite to give you some compensation for humoring me. Is that a faux pas nowadays? Is that not normal?
I mean, I'm cool with it. I just want to know what it is.
It's some platinum.
Platinum?
Is that too much? Too little? I am not up on social etiquette.
Huh?
Just say thank you.
Thank you, but I mean, you can have this back if you want. I don't really care about money. I just like to have fights with people.
Oh, well, I am sorry for what is the word? offending your honor. It was an illuminating battle. I know I had a poor showing, so I hope you got at least some information out of it. I will think of another way to repay you for your time, but I will have to ruminate on that. I will be in touch.
Okay, thanks.
Is there any that he
Totally
reviews?
different.
This is
Okay,
not Salazar anymore. This is when it hit me.
right there.
Money.
You were handed free monies, and that's awesome. All right. Is there anything you all would like to say or do with this person before you all depart?
You keep asking that, and it makes me think
We gotta
that
do
there's
something.
something that makes sense for us to talk to him about.
I will
And
say,
I'm like, I don't know what it is.
anytime I ask that, it is just to make sure. I don't have a specific thing in mind.
What else you wanna do on this island, pretty much?
It's not a very big
Very
island,
fun
as you can
island.
see.
Yeah, I think if Shay's good to go, then we are.
Now that you've met this person, you could contact them if you are within range of them, so you can.
How far is that?
We can discuss that on the Air Talks.
Cool.
So you all head out of the. Y'all head back down, all the way back down to the base level. Y'all are. You're given a couple of the tarts of each flavors. Alum thanks you for coming, does the pleasantries and everything, and Drew head nods at you all as you all leave and stuff like that. So you all board the rowboat, make it back to your ship, and head off. And that's where we're going to end this episode. So, is this Lich good? What stories does this dragon family have about Shaaii? How does Gamori feel about heading home? Find out on the next Aerde Tales episodes. Let's take some time here at the end to go over some information. I want to invite everyone to visit patreon.com/Looney Studios. The link is in the description. There is a link there that anyone can submit a magical item that could appear in universe. You don't have to be a patron to participate, and you can even participate anonymously if you want. While you're there, take a couple minutes to look at the Looney Studios Patreon. And if you become a patron, you gain access to the podcast early, among other perks. And thank you to all our current patrons. You help support Looney Studios and Aerde Tales. And our wonderful character art was made by artist VAMPBYTE, and all of his links can be found at linktree/VAMPBYTE. Go check his artwork out. The link is in the description. And Looney Studios can be found at looneystudios.com, and that's the social media platforms listed in the description. Please give a review on your favorite podcasting site, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and submit magical items on our Patreon. The Looney family hopes that you have a wonderful day. That was a Looney Studios podcast.